Europa's Blood, a novel by James Daniel Shunk. In our last chapter, U-Jin Song, Moorland, Pitzy, and Lex are desperately tracking the time machine and the briefcase thief from Earth sector toward Jupiter. They have been attacked and forced to reroute to Mars for repairs. Also, two subplots began to get traction. For the state to use the time machine and advance the FTL rocket program, start their search for the missing time machine key, secretly held by Song. Next, the briefcase thief has been covertly deployed to Europa to deactivate the protective force shield, which would allow state-occupying forces to enter and, in turn, permit the WAR department to steal the water. Chapter 9. The Key. The Jupiterian moon, Callisto, was the military hub of J Sector and home to the Anaborg's Bullseye military base. This installation, within Complex F, also had a training facility for the Martian Navy and their Peace Initiative group. Within the administrative building was an office designated for the PI's chief officer, Colonel Argbeth. He had his feet on his desk while looking over the grounds. On the other side of the glass, he saw 50 soldiers in atmosphere containment suits doing calisthenics. Dust rose around the group. Argbeth had worked in military intelligence now for 25 years. As a young man, everyone knew him as a hothead. By this point, nothing much could get him aggravated. He learned along the journey that someone else's terrible attitude should not have the power to give him one. He believed that only a weak mind would so easily bend to the wind. Anyway, that was what he told himself. It was a lifetime achievement. With that thought settling deep in his mind, he knew the next person he would have a conversation with would probably wreck his whole day. He had considered that things were often put into one's path as destiny would dictate. However, destiny made it sound good. Now, instead, he considered the word fate. With intense apprehension, he lifted his PADD from his desk. He saw the meeting icon blinking. He cleared his throat. "Call Defense Minister." And with a sick feeling in his stomach, her face appeared. "DM," he said with a frown. Her early morning face cream covered her pale skin, and her hair was in curlers. "Don't DM me, Argbeth. Is it my job to clean up your mess? Why do I have to do everything myself?" He was already on his heels. "Hold on. Do you know who called me?" It was the PM. He said he wanted to take possession of an object currently headed toward Jupiter. And before you ask, I am already working on it. It sounds like, at the moment, it is in the hands of the state. Then I ask myself the question, why doesn't the PM call you? But I already know the answer, don't I? He called me because he knew I could get things done. If it were not for me, the security of Mars would be in jeopardy. Argbeta was now mad. "Just stop right there." "You stop. This is what I would like you to do. Make sure to assist the team I have engaged and don't screw it up." That seems simple enough. Do you agree? "Listen to me." I have given this same instruction to not screw it up to the team. But I wanted to ensure you and I were on the same page. The primaries are Omega and Lex. Then she paused to calculate her following statement. "And Special Agent Lex sent me a separate comm with his concerns about his team following this machine. His concerns concern me. I ask myself why he bypassed you. He recommends as an alternative they report back to base and write up their mission logs. You know, the records about the pending Europa crises. I question his motives. Would he consider protecting his fellow agent from harm's way instead of focusing on the mission? Could something like that happen? He is on thin ice." "Lex, wait, who?" "I think the PI might be outliving its usefulness between you and me. Colonel, I am sending over the brief. Read it and send all of your questions to the PM. Argbet almost said, "Ha!" His thought was, no one called the PM. The PM called you. I already read this brief. He lied. With that, the swollen face of the defense minister was gone, and he was reading, "Call ended." Argbetta stood and punched the air. With every vein popping out on his forehead and neck, he yelled to the outer office, "Cadet Domo! Do we have any pending documents from the DM?" He heard a meek reply. "Just one. It's called Red Paper 13. Send it to my comp station. Also, get Prince Toak on the line. It seems we have a lot to talk about." Argbet spent the next 30 minutes hurriedly reading through the brief. At the very end, he heard his assistant. "Sir, do you have a meeting now? Prince Toak just walked in with his staff." Argbeth's mind raced through his calendar. "Well, no, but send him in." "He is already walking in, sir," came the reply from Domo. Argbetta was standing at his desk with an etched and stern expression. He used all his strength to smile with some genuine nature, and caught himself waving. "Hello, Prince. I am glad to see you. For what urgent matter have you visited?" Prince Toak and Captain Niala walked in with a chimpanzee, jogging just behind. The ape had his fingers moving over a handheld notebook, PADD. Prince Toak did not go to the desk, but to the comp station along the wall. "Colonel, thanks for being here on such short notice. I am here to speak on the blockade of Europa. You brought news of that from Earth. We greatly appreciate the efforts of our joint PI efforts. Out of the investigation, your agents also learned of a time machine now in the state hands." Argbetta thought back to his conversation with the DM. "Yes, we are tracking it." "And I am happy about that," Toak said. "I wanted to talk to you now because we got a comm from the state. They have asked to talk to me about this blockade. We are all working together to resolve this matter quickly, so I wanted a voice of the Martian PI faction to be present. Many things can get lost in translation. We feel that we are now on the brink of war and wanted everyone to know what is happening." "It's coming in," Kogonga said. "Everyone quiet." The comp station screen came alive. Argbet exchanged glances with Toak. The prince was the first to talk. "Hello, Supreme Leader Remus." His robotic hand was resting now on his sword hilt. There on the screen was the wrinkled face of Earth's most powerful man, Theobald Phineas Remus X. "I have here my staff, along with our Martian PI representative, Colonel Argbetha." "Black Sun!" Nyala growled. Her quiet curse rolled over her lips. "May our dead prophet Gyalnam pray for us," Kogonga said. "I'm not here to cause anyone concern," Remus said. Toak cocked one eyebrow. "Do you come bearing good tidings? We have counted 10 state warships orbiting Jupiter as we speak." He lowered his horns slightly, bringing his chin down near his chest. After all, this was how the ram defended itself, and this was how the ram attacked, with its horns. Remus laughed, which seemed out of place. "Oh, that. Simply put, we want free access to your water. I don't see that you have many options." "What sort of subversion is this?" Toak said. "You tell us we have no cause for concern?" "Well, you don't. If—" Remus smiled. This was the sort of wry smile that did not offer any assurances. "If what, Remus?" Argbetta asked. "I will give you a painless alternative. How do I say it? Something fair, something equitable." "Continue," Toak said. What is this fair and equitable option? I am having a hard time believing what I am hearing. I am sure that does not surprise you. I will pull out of J sector for one thing, Remus said. I have been searching for a key that belongs to a device in my possession. I am now glad to see the Colonel. I believe you Martians have it. From no options to equitable, Toak said. In only a few moments? He wants us to jump at this alternative, Nyala said. Why is this better for the state? Hold your tongue, Toak said. Remus, how do we know you have the time machine? Ah, so you have heard about it. Good. Remus lifted a black metal case so that everyone could see it. We need the key for this. He then breathed in and smiled. You have brought this blockade on yourself. I am here trying to help you get out of this mess. What do you mean? Toak asked slowly. King Bakabota is a strong beast, Remus said. I understand this trait, as all great leaders have it. You should follow in his tracks. He has, through me, tried to guarantee prosperity for you and all the clan leaders. But he has made one key mistake. Coming from you, it draws his strength into question. Let me clarify something with you, Remus. Strong does not imply great or just. I took this lesson away from childhood. Authority needs to rule with justice, or no one will respect the strength of the authority figure. Remus seemed especially annoyed by that. You have much to learn, I see. You seem to know a lot about the king, Toak said. What mistake did he make? I have always found great interest in following the royal family. This has helped your father and I get to understand each other. The king has been giving the state water to keep us off your doorstep. Now, times change, and so do the terms of the deal. The contracted allotment of water is no longer sufficient, considering our present state of affairs. Your father rejected the state's demand for free access. Again, if this makes you unhappy, give me the key. My father is no traitor. Toak's finger was pointing up into the digital image of Remus. My father would never have dealings with the likes of you. He and I together will count state lives with the tips of our swords. Again, you fail the family name, Remus said. I'm giving you an alternative to occupation. Don't you see that? Give me the key. Let's put this whole sordid affair behind us as quickly as possible. Why are we not talking to a WAR representative? If you accept my terms, you won't have to. Remus, I keep asking myself the same question, Toak said. All our sister moons have SecNet tech. I am growing weary of this conversation. Your threat of occupation has little meaning. Perhaps think this over and contact us when— I am no idiot, Remus said. I see what you are trying to do. Listen to me carefully. I have planned for every contingency. You have 1 day until our harvest festival to comply. We are sending down transfer coordinates for the key exchange. Assuming we can get this key you seek, Toak said. The Martians have it. It is such a small price to pay for your freedom. This European water is key to life, not only for you Anaborgs, but also for the Martians. Am I right? Remus held out his arms as if ready to hug. I assumed you would jump at the offer. Please don't disappoint me. The Harvest Gala is going to be fun for all. You have 1 day. Remus's face was gone, and the channel closed. Prince, this key may not be enough to save Europa, Argbeth said. I fear you may be correct, Colonel, Toak said. We had documented an unusual meteor sighting on Europa earlier. How would the state mastermind the landing of an invasion force? Argbeth asked. 1 or 2 rogues could not possibly pose a real threat. Maybe the state has found some weakness in your tech, a chink in your armor. Is that possible? I have Koganga analyzing it. I hope we can discover the plan before it is too late. However, I doubted one day would be sufficient time. They have put us over a barrel, haven't they? Koganga, did you get the transfer coordinates for this key exchange with the state? The chimpanzee jumped up and down as he studied his PADD screen. It's coming in now. Yes, it is done. They have been downloaded. My lord? The coordinates… He scratched his head. The Supreme Leader couldn't have picked a better place, strategically speaking. Well, strategically for them. Where is it? Behind our sister moon, by Ganymede, Koganga said, by an old interplanetary floating ship graveyard called XO-1. If you haven't heard of it, it's in local quad 1.632. He planned it there because it's impossible to manage any kind of security perimeter, to manage any kind of defense. Logistically speaking, we are at a huge disadvantage. We could walk straight into a trap. The state could hide its battleships in our midst, and we would never be the wiser. It's treachery. How befitting, Nyala said with bitter anger. That old Borg Wars graveyard symbolizes the death of the state here, and now we are being summoned to their very grave plot, to die ourselves. Prince, Argbeth said, we will need one PI team for that exchange. I wouldn't worry about the Europa installation. The state can't get any team through the Esekinet. I am not so sure, Toak said. For now, I will leave Cog to analyze it. Prince, Argbeth said slowly, you won't be exchanging that key for freedom. Toak's expression was grave. I have already reviewed Red Paper 13, Colonel. The DM had already sent it. I guessed you had. Good. So you are comfortable with the plan? Yes. Retrieve or destroy the time machine. At any cost. Domo was calling through from the outer office. Your ship is ready, Colonel. Argbeth looked down at his watch. I have to get my gear and get back to Mars. I will let you know when I have more news on this time machine key. But King, we can't let the state possess a working time machine. It seems you have one viable option. Secure your moon. Red Paper 13 says we will use the key as bait? If necessary, yes.